Hello racing fans! On the weekend of the 24th to the 25th of August 2024, F1 Academy held their fourth round of their 2024 season in Zandvoort, Netherlands. You may notice an asterisk there, we'll get to that later. The 17-lap, 4.259km track overlooking the North Sea saw the inclusion of a local wildcard, former British F4 Championship driver Nina Gademan, driving the female quotient-supported number 4 car for Prema. Going into the qualification session, the track is incredibly wet. At the 26:46 mark, a yellow flag is called when Amna spins out at turn 3. She gets back into the session after a minute and the green flag is waved. Another yellow flag is flown at 21:52 due to Chambers spinning out, also on turn 3. She's back on track and the green flag is waved at 21:38. A third yellow flag is waved at 14:38 due to Bustamante spinning a 360, but the green flag is waved 2 seconds later. By the 14-minute mark, the track has started drying up nicely and times start coming in. Another yellow flag due to Chambers spinning out is waved at 14:07, but the green flag is waved again at 14:01. A final yellow flag is flown at 6:44 and then upgraded to a red flag at 6:33 after Bustamante crashes into a wall on turn 3. Hamda is set to be investigated after the session for infringing the red flag, which resulted in, for race 1, P1 Abby Pulling, P2 Dorian Pan, P3 Nerea Marti, P4 Maya Verg, P5 Aurelia Nobles, P6 Nina Gademan, P7 Chloe Chambers, P8 Leah Block, P9 Hamda Alkabezi, P10 Jessica Edgar, P11 Carrie Schreiner, P12 Tina Hausman, P13 Lola Lovinfoss, P14 Bianca Bustamante, P15 Emily de Hoyce, and P16 Amna Alkabezi. Bustamante was set to not compete in race 1 due to her team being unable to get the car in a safe and working order before the race. The race, however, was cancelled. The rain had come back with a vengeance and the wind was dangerous, so it was decided that the race should be rescheduled. This was eventually confirmed to be the following day, having both races on the same day. Due to other races also taking place, the F1 Academy Race 1 was cut down to 13 laps, but it did allow Bustamante to take part in both races, so there was a silver lining. For Race 1, redo. The weather is a lot more agreeable this time and the standings remain as they were. The formation lap goes by without any incident and the grid lines up. Lights out and Pan and Amna both get 5-second penalties for false starts. Pulling gets off the line quite slowly but manages to hold off an attack from Marty. Marty takes P2 from Pan into turn 1, but Pan goes on the offence on the inside. Pan comes out of the corner ahead of Marty and Verg pulls alongside Marty, closely followed by Nobles, Gademan and Chambers. Out of turn 3, Pulling has found a comfortable distance from Pan. Nobles makes an attack on the inside of Verg but has to pull back in turn 4. Gademan takes an inside line through turn 9 and overtakes Nobles through turn 10. Nobles try to outmaneuver Gademan through turn 11 but can't get past Gademan's defence. Nobles has a massive lockup through turn 1 of lap 2, giving Chambers room to attack, but Nobles holds it together into turn 2 and holds position. In turn 6, Schreiner is right on Hamda's back wing. Chambers applies pressure to Nobles into turn 11 while Hamda sizes up block. Chambers keeps that pressure on down the home straight of lap 3. By lap 4, the cars have generally found comfortable spaces. Pulling gets fastest lap in lap 5. In lap 7, Hamda begins pressuring block into turn 13 but can't find an opening. Pan is informed in lap 8 that she has a 5-second penalty and begins pushing to give more distance between her and Marty. Hamda begins pressuring block into turn 1 of lap 10. On the home straight of lap 11, Nobles, Block and Hamda are nose to tail. Block takes a look down the inside but locks up and has to pull back into turn 1. The 3 drivers run 3 abreast through turn 11 of lap 12, but all have tight defence and they all hold position out of the corner. Verg passes Marty down the home straight of lap 13. Hamda comes down the inside of Block into turn 1 and completes her overtake, culminating in Pulling 28 points, Marty 18, Verg 15, Gademan 12, Pan 10, Chambers 8, Nobles 6, Hamda 4, Block 2, Schreiner 1, with Hausman, Edgar, Lovinfoss, Bustamante, de Hoyce and Amna bringing up the rear of the table. From a personal perspective, it seemed like, between the weather, the rescheduling of race 1 and the lap count being cut short, the drivers really just wanted to get this race done and get some points where they could. Race 2 happened later that day, with the grid looking like P1 Dorian Pan, P2 Abby Pulling, P3 Maya Verg, P4 Aurelia Nobles, P5 Nerea Marti, P6 Nina Gademan, P7 Leah Block, P8 Hamda Alkabezi, P9 Carrie Schreiner, P10 Tina Hausman, P11 Chloe Chambers, P12 Lola Lovinfoss, P13 Jessica Edgar, P14 Emily de Hoyce, P15 Bianca Bustamante, and P16 Amna Alcabazi. Lights go out and everyone makes a very tentative start, possibly to avoid potential penalties. Locke and Edgar, however, stall. Verg pulls ahead of pulling while Nobles and Marty race side by side. Marty runs off into the gravel at turn 1 due to contact with Nobles and falls back to P11. Lovenfoss comes down the inside of turn 4 in an attempt to overtake Schreiner but has to fall back. Through turn 6, pulling pressures Verg intently but has to fall back in by turn 8. Bustamante has moved up from 15 to 13 by the end of the lap. In lap 3, Bustamante finds room to overtake Chambers on the approach to turn 12. Hamda tries to take an inside line to attack Gaidman into turn 1 of lap 5, but Hamda locks up and the drivers end up neck and neck out of the corner. Gaidman manages to defend and hold position through turn 6. Through turns 5, 6 and 7 of lap 6, Gaidman, Nobles and Hamda jockey for position, with Nobles overtaking Gaidman, Gaidman pulling alongside before falling back, and then Hamda attacking into turn 8, resulting in Nobles taking P4, Gaidman in P5 and Hamda in P6. Pan takes fastest lap. In lap 7, pulling immediately starts closing the gap to Verg. Gaidman moves to the outside of Nobles into turn 1 but has to pull back in again. She keeps the pressure high. Lap 8 sees the front runners nearly a full 7 seconds ahead of the pack, while Gaidman sticks with Nobles and looks for an opening. Out of turn 12 in lap 9, Gaidman takes a tight line on the inside of Nobles, resulting in Nobles running shallow into the gravel trap at turn 13. Gaidman takes P4 but is given a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. Nobles tries to get back on pace but is passed by Hamda. Down the home straight of lap 10, Schreiner tries to take an inside line to pressure Nobles, but Nobles stays on top of it and keeps Schreiner at bay. Lovenfoss tries to go down the inside of Schreiner through turn 4 but locks up. Lovenfoss manages to narrowly avoid contact and has to fall in behind. Lap 11 sees pulling sticking right on Verg's back wheels, looking for any mistake to take advantage of. Amna shoots down the inside of Chambers into turn 9 of lap 12 but locks up and has to drop back again. Another attack through turn 11 is also fruitless. Amna moves to the inside of Chambers in turn 12 and seems to make contact. Amna pulls back in through turn 13. De Hoyce makes a move on Amna through turn 1 of lap 13 and leaves the corner in the lead. Locke takes a look to the inside of Amna into turn 4 and ends up neck and neck through 5, 6 and 7, but ultimately tucks back in behind into turn 8. By lap 16, the leaders are over 11 seconds ahead of the rest and pulling still can't find a way into P2. In the final lap, Hamda sticks to Gaidman's tail but doesn't seem to be pushing too hard, aware that Gaidman's 10-second penalty will favour her. With everyone across the line, we end up with Pan 28 points, Verg 18, Pulling 15, Hamda 12, Nobles 10, Schreiner 8, Lovenfoss 6, Marty 4, Houseman 2, Gaidman 1, with Bustamante, Chambers, De Hoyce, Amna, Block and Edgar bringing up the bottom of the table. A big shout out needs to be given to Gaidman for scoring 13 points in 2 races and achieving a P12 score for the season so far, which leaves the season standings so far at Abby Pulling 190 points, Dorian Pan 119 points, Chloe Chambers 89 points, Nerea Marty 85 points, Maya Verg 84 points, Hamda Alcabazi 71 points, Bianca Bustamante 57 points, Aurelia Nobles 22 points, Jessica Edgar 22 points, Carrie Schreiner 18 points, Tina Houseman 16 points, Amna Alcabazi 12 points, Leah Block 12 points, Lola Lovenfoss 11 points, and Emily De Hoyce 9 points. Join us next time when we look at round 4 in Shanghai, China. Thank you very much for your time in watching this video. Good night.